day, Mr. Chairman, esteemed judges, accurate timekeeper, members of the opposing team, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sundubu Simina Chimsofevo, and I'm a student of Government Secondary School, Kuje. I'm here to convince you all, my audience, that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Over the years, oil and gas have been a major source of energy, powering transportation, heating buildings, producing electricity, and much more. This have made oil exploration crucial for meeting global energy needs. Oil, however, has lots of disadvantages, which include constant respiratory, cardiovascular, and other health problems. If you add this to the ecological problems produced by oil spills and the methods of extraction, it becomes quite clear why we must find an alternative. Renewable energy is the only viable option. Renewable energy is an energy derived from natural sources that are replenished at higher rates than they are consumed. Example: solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass energy. Renewable energy sources produce minimal to no greenhouse gas emissions, helping combat climate change. They offer a cleaner energy alternative to fossil fuel in reducing air and water pollution. For example, the emission of carbon monoxide and other harmful gases into the atmosphere by petrol cars and generators could be eliminated with the use of solar-powered cars and generators. Also, the renewable energy sector is a rapidly growing industry, creating numerous jobs in manufacturing, surveying, installation, and maintenance. While my opponents may argue that oil revenue constitutes a significant portion of Nigeria's GDP and government revenue, it's important to note that despite its oil wealth, Nigeria still struggles to meet its domestic energy demands, with a large portion of the population lacking access to electricity. For this reason, renewable energy sources, particularly solar and wind, offer a viable and sustainable pathway to address this challenge. While my opponents may also point out that renewable energy has some disadvantages, such as being weather dependent, especially in solar energy, thereby making its electricity generation unreliable. Here's a fact: Nigeria is a country blessed with abundant sunshine, making it a prime location for solar energy generation. The country receives significant amounts of sunshine, with an annual average of 6.25 hours of sunshine per day, with more than 300 days of sunlight each year. For this reason, weather challenges shouldn't get us bothered, and even if it does happen, hydropower and wind are a suitable alternative to that, since all renewable energy sources cannot be affected at the same time by the same cause. Furthermore, renewable energy sources are not only environmentally friendly but also economically beneficial in the long run, as it helps to reduce the dependency on finite resources, mitigate the risk associated with fuel price volatility, and promote energy security of the nation. Transitioning into renewable energy may affect the country's gross domestic product and government revenue. But look on the bright side. Diversifying into renewable energy could create new jobs, industries, and revenue streams for the government. Interesting, isn't it? In conclusion, while oil and natural gas sources have been a significant boon for Nigeria, it's imperative to embrace cleaner energy alternatives to combat climate change. By investing in renewable energy, Nigeria can ensure a sustainable and prosperous future for its citizens. Mr. Chairman, esteemed judges, ladies and gentlemen, with all the points presented here, I hope you will all agree with me that Nigeria should transition from oil exploration to focusing on renewable energy. Thank you for listening.
Good day, esteemed judges, honorable opponents, my impartial timekeeper, online viewers, everyone. My name is Misha. I'm a proud student of Government Senior Secondary School, Kuje. And today, a crucial issue has been brought before the table that needs to be addressed, because it concerns not only Nigeria's economy but also the well-being of its citizens. Should Nigeria stop oil exploration and transit into renewable energy? I strongly agree that Nigeria should stop oil explorations and transit into renewable energy. But before I light my point on the reasons why I say that Nigeria should stop oil exploration, I would love to start with a quote. The sun will not harm you, but oil exploration will harm the sun and wind that help create a sustainable environment for us. So think twice about the destiny of Nigeria. Nigeria, as the African largest oil producer, have a long reliance on its petroleum sectors at the backbone of its economy. Yes, accounting for about 90% export earning and 60% government revenue. This sector is undeniably crucial to Nigeria's macroeconomic and physical health, but however, it comes with great significant environmental and socio-economic costs. Talking about the environmental costs, there are states in Nigeria that have been damaged severely due to oil exploration. We have states like the Niger Delta, Benue State, Bayelsa, and other states that have been damaged from oil split, water contaminant, and air pollution, all because of oil exploration. And if I should take you back in the year 2023, when our newly elected president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came in power, you see, when he removed fuel subsidies, you know how Nigeria is suffering because of the inflation and the price of fuel. Now imagine the renewable energy in this case, renewable energy like solar panel, wind turbine, and the rest. This can help make the price of fuel less vulnerable. Or imagine the electrical vehicles that are powered by renewable energy. This can help mitigate this impact of fossil fuel and help create a more sustainable environment for all. Additionally, according to the centralized renewable energy in Nigeria, they are said to have made more jobs in the aspect of renewable energy than the sector of oil and gas. This sector of renewable energy also opened doors for more employment into our country because renewable energy mostly deals with installation more than the sector of oil and gas. So these sectors also open doors for employment into our country. Furthermore, Nigeria spent about 2.1 million barrels of oil per day and have an oil reserve at about 3.5 billion barrels, with the proportion is marked and the largest proportion go for transportation. Well, a study by the International Renewable Energy in Nigeria suggests that every one increase in renewable energy share can save Nigeria up to $1.4 billion per fuel annual cost. This can help Nigeria to save a lot. In conclusion, my opponents may argue that Nigeria does not have the strength, capacity, and finance to move into renewable energy. Well, everything is a step, just like the Germany, the Denmark, the London, they are gradually moving into renewable energy. Nigeria can also take a step and move into renewable energy. A step will not harm Nigeria into moving into renewable energy. So, Mr. Chairman, honorable guests, online viewers, I would love to leave you all with a saying. Would you rather go for something that kills you and end you more, or you go for something that ends you more and help create a more sustainable environment for us? So think about the destiny of Nigeria before taking any action. Thank you.
Standing duly on the already existing protocol, I am by name Suleiman Afsa Ojumbo, a bona fide student of government secondary school. Before today's not the topic to debate on, but also official to say, should Nigeria stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy? I strongly believe so. All terms really defined by our predecessors as to why I believe Nigeria should focus on renewable energy are: in the 80s and early 90s, Nigeria was not suffering. Up until in 1956, when oil was first discovered in Nigeria, Nigeria had a diverse source of revenue generation, which promised a very bright future ahead. But then Nigeria found oil. Nigeria found oil and she became so dependent on oil that presently Nigeria is heavily over-dependent on oil for a whole lot of things. Meaning, should Nigeria lose her oil today, Nigeria will struggle to stand on her feet. Nigeria only then will she remember the vast agricultural land she had abandoned when she had oil. Only then will she remember the other mineral resources she had, but she didn't recognize when she had oil. But then Nigeria will stand back strong. Nigeria will stand back strong, but only after years of sheer determination and hard work. Whereas all this can be avoided through transition to renewable energy. The transition to renewable energy shows us the need to diversify our economy. Moreover, Nigeria is heavily dependent on oil for a whole lot of things, ranging from revenue generation, transportation, electricity, and lots more. Whereas oil wells tend to drop after about 40 to 50 years, making them unsustainable, unreliable. Now here comes the solar, the hydro, the bio, the geothermal energy. This comes together to form a team of renewable energy, which are long-lasting, lifelong, and very sustainable. My opponents may argue that oil exploration is the backbone of Nigeria's economy, helping us achieve our domestic energy needs and our financial goals. But I'd like to tell you that despite the fact that Nigeria produces 1.5 to 2 million barrels of oil per day, despite the fact that Nigeria produces 550 to 770 million barrels of oil per year, Nigeria still yet cannot meet its financial aim. Nigeria still yet cannot meet its domestic energy needs. Despite the fact that Nigeria sells off 440 to 660 million barrels of oil per year, Nigeria cannot meet its financial needs. So what are we talking about? Despite the fact that Nigeria has abundant oil, Nigeria still yet cannot use it to achieve any needs of it. So why don't we transit to renewable energy? We can use this renewable energy to power our whole country, helping us achieve our domestic energy needs. Moreover, Nigeria can also sell off all the oil she excavates and still giving her a kickstart in achieving her financial aim. In conclusion, I would like you to compare between one that makes you heavily dependent on it or one that tells you need to diversify your economy. One that dries up about 40 to 50 years or one that is lifelong. One that cannot achieve either of your needs or one that achieves one and gives the other a kickstart. With this, I leave you to go and think about it. This is Nigeria's future, not just a debate. Thank you.
I would like to round up by saying Nigeria should transit from oil exploration to focusing on renewable energy because this is a matter that concerns our future. Our future is at stake, and the future of our economy is at stake as well. Come to think of it, oil and natural gas resources will not last forever, but renewable energy will last for a lifetime. The ball is in our court. Thank you.
Reputable financial analyst once said, and I quote, investing in renewables reduce oil dependence and build sustainable economies and environment for us all. Good morning, Chairman, panel of judges, thank you, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Great, a prominent student of Government Science Secondary School Tungan-Maje. I'm here to propose the motion which say that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. For over 60 years, oil has been the backbone of Nigeria economy. Yet, instead of prosperity, it has brought us poverty, corruption, environmental destruction, and dispute and conflict. Despite Nigeria has been the African top oil producer, over 85 million Nigerians still live in darkness without electricity because Nigeria has focused on oil exploration. So why don't we embrace the renewable energy? On the other hand, the renewable energy products such as solar, wind turbine, hydro and biomass offers us a cleaner, cheaper and more sustainable path forward. I support my stand with following points that are statistics and practical examples to back it up. Environmental destruction. Oil exploration in the Niger Delta has caused massive oil spills, gas flaring and deforestation, destroying farmlands, land, rivers and biodiversity. Oil exploration can lead to the destruction of our environment, making it dangerous for us to live in. With this leading to my next point, health hazards. Of course, without any doubt, when oil exploration has destroyed our environment, it becomes very hazardous to our health. Studies have shown that babies born within 10 kilometers of oil spills are twice as likely to die in their first month of life. Why is this so? Because gas flaring releases toxic gases and sulfur dioxide, which can cause cancer, respiratory diseases, and acid rain. Shifting to clean energy means cleaner air, safer water, and healthier environment for us all. Furthermore, job creation. Renewable energy projects can create thousands of green jobs in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance for more than oil exploration provides locally. Did you know that oil contributes to 90% of Nigeria export earning, but 40% of Nigerians, about 83 million people, live below the poverty line? But more jobs are created for youth to get and participate in the renewable energy format. In addition, energy security and independence. Nigeria imports fuel despite being Africa's largest oil producer because refineries are broken. Renewables allow Nigeria to generate and use its own clean energy without depending on imports or foreign technology. Renewables ensure a long-term energy security without depleting resources or endangering future generations. Lastly, renewable energy attacks innovation. The renewable energy sector open doors for research, innovation and local opportunity. Solar panels, wind turbine and batteries securing a tech-driven future instead of relying on an asset that is prone to livelihood destruction. As Paul Ehrlich, an environmental scientist, said, drilling for oil destroys our climate, and without a stable climate, we cannot survive. Ladies and gentlemen, oil exploration has left Nigeria with polluted rivers, dead farmlands, unemployed youth, and unstable economy. If we continue on this path, we are only digging a deeper grave for ourselves and our nation. Renewable energy is not a dream. It's already powering schools, hospitals, and communities across Nigeria. As the world turns away from oil, Nigeria must not be left behind. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I stand my guide irrevocably to say that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Thank you.
We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. So, ladies and gentlemen, the era of oil is ending and the era of renewable energy is beginning. Nigeria must not miss its opportunity to reclaim its place as a leader in Africa. Good morning, the chairman, panel of judges, timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ajiboye Kehinde Manuela from Government Science Secondary School Tungan-Maje, standing boldly before you all to propose the motion which states Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy, which I firmly believe that is a truth that should be told. Distinguished judges, esteemed opponents, and my respected audience, today we rise in support of a motion that is not only urgent but essential for the future of our nation, and that's the planet. Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Oil has served its time. It has built nations, yes, but it has also destroy broken ecosystems, poison communities, and trap economies in volatility. Nigeria must make a bold visionary shift, not tomorrow but now. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is at a crossroad and the choice is clear. It's either we continue down the path of destruction or focus on renewable energy. And I firmly believe that Nigeria should make this transition, and I present to you compelling reasons, practical examples, data and statistics to support my argument. First and foremost, Nigeria's over-reliance on oil is a dangerous economic trap. Oil accounts for over 85% of export earnings and nearly 50% of government revenue. When oil prices crash, so does our economy, leading to inflation, unemployment, and recession. Meanwhile, renewable energy is a booming global market. The renewable energy sector created 12.7 million jobs globally in 2022. Nigeria can tap into this wave and create millions of green jobs, especially for its youth-dominated population. Let me tell you something. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Look, Nigeria has over 300 days of sunlight per year, enough to power the entire community many times over. Solar energy could generate 427,000 megawatts of electricity compared to Nigeria's current grid capacity of just about 13,000 megawatts, just with less than 5,000 megawatts available. Rural areas can be electrified quickly with off-grid solar solutions, cost-effective, clean, and job creative. For instance, Nigeria Solar Power Niger programs aims to install 5 million solar home systems and create 250,000 jobs, and that's just scratching the surface. Ladies, esteemed opponents, you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created them. Renewable energy provides more sustainable and safer jobs. According to International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, solar PV jobs are growing 5 times faster than fossil fuel jobs, and renewable energy do not crash with global price up. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nigeria stands as a historic crossroad. One path leads to further dependency, pollution, and economic vulnerability. The other leads to sustainability, innovation, and prosperity. The world is moving forward, but if we cling to the past, we'll be left behind. So let us choose the future. Let us choose life, jobs, health, and a cleaner Nigeria. Let us stop oil exploration and boldly focus on renewable energy. Thank you.
Ban Ki-moon says, and I quote, "We must move away from fossil fuels and embrace renewable energy to protect our planet and future generation." Good morning, the chairman, panel of judges, the timekeeper, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ngbede from Government Science Secondary School, Tungan-Maje, standing before you all to propose a motion which states that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Just as Fatai Bureau said, the age of oil is ending. Countries that continue to depend on fossil fuels risk their economic and environmental future. And I support my stand with the following points: diversified economic. For Nigeria, currently heavily dependent on oil, shifting focus to renewable energy encourages growth in various industries such as solar panel manufacturing, wind turbine, and so on. This diversification reduces vulnerability to oil prices stock, create new jobs, and stimulate innovation. Countries like Germany have successfully grown their economics by investing in renewable energy industries alongside traditional sectors, making the economic more resilient. Also, cost savings. Investing in renewable energy can lead to significant cost savings over time, unlike oil, which requires expensive extraction. For Nigeria, installing solar farms or wind turbine means paying upfront costs, but benefiting from cheaper and more stable energy prices. For instance, the cost of solar energy has dropped by over 80% globally in the last decade, making it more affordable than fossil fuels. In many cases, reducing oil dependence saves Nigeria money that would otherwise go into environmental cleanup, healthcare costs from pollution, and fuel subsidies. Also, reduce greenhouse gas emission. Oil exploration and burning fossil fuel release significant greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to climate change and health issues from air pollution. Transitioning to renewables like solar, wind, or hydropower drastically reduce these emissions. Countries like Costa Rica now generate nearly over 100% of electricity from renewable energy. In conclusion, Nigeria's steward lies not beneath the ground, but in the power of the sun above it. As the world shifts from fossil fuels, it's time for Nigeria to do the same. With this, I stand my ground to propose the motion that states that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Thank you.